So my name is Praise Olise from Delta State University, Medicine 200 level. So due to the fast approaching jam, I would like to help you with your jam physics by tackling the question and doing the best I can. So getting getting a very reasonable score, most time it depends on physics. When your physics is extremely high, definitely other areas will be good also. So usually gets usually get highest from physics, and that's my purpose of focusing on physics because there's no time again. So my first topic here is from quantities and units. We can divide quantities into fundamental and derived quantities, and also into scalars and vectors when we consider whether they have direction. Magnitude or size is very common between both of them. So what's fundamental quantity? These are the basic quantities that they cannot be derived from any other quantities. Then derived quantities are quantities that are derived by simple combinations of fundamental quantities, or in some cases fundamental plus derived quantity. When you combine them, you get another derived quantity. So there are some questions here. The first question says that which of the following is not a vector quantity? First of all, for a quantity to be vector, it has to have both magnitude and direction. That's only magnitude or size cannot completely describe a vector. You need direction. After mentioning the magnitude, you need to go further to tell us the direction. Where did it go? All those things. So force is a vector as we all know because it has direction, and mass times acceleration is the acceleration that gives force direction because force is a vector. Then the second one is height. Height is altitude or height. Anywhere you see altitude, let your mind go straight to height. Then C, weight, which is also a force. Definitely that one is a vector too. Displacement is the vector form of the scalar, distance, height or length. Then E is acceleration, which I have described and is a vector. So the answer here is B, which is scalar. It doesn't have direction, only magnitude. It's only when we talk of displacement that I will say north or east. Bola took this north or east, the kite fly this. But distance only ends on the actual magnitude, the size, the numerical value of the quantity. So the answer is B, altitude. Then number two, say which of the following is not a fundamental SI unit? Fundamental SI units, for example, that those are the fundamental units. Forget about the SI. SI is System International Units. SYSTEME International Units, which is seven altogether. A is meter, which is among for the fundamental quantity length. Then B is ampere, is also among for the fundamental quantity electric current. C is Kelvin, is also among for the fundamental quantity temperature, absolute change in temperature. Then option D is second. Second, which is the fundamental SI unit for the fundamental quantity time. The radian is not among. It's only when dealing with angle you bring in radian. It's not among the seven fundamental quantities. I think the other ones are amount of substance. Then you now include luminous intensity measured in candela also. But radian is not among. It's only when you say maybe 2 pi radians equal to 360 degrees, which is angle at a point. We have not reached that aspect yet. So the answer there is E. Radian is not a fundamental SI unit. Then number three, it say which of the following is a derived unit? Derived units means that it is formed from combination of other units that are the units of derived quantities. A kilogram, your attention should go to mass. Immediately you see this kilogram, draw your attention towards mass. And mass is a fundamental quantity, same with meter Kelvin for both length and temperature respectively. Then when you check this, Newton, Newton is the derived unit for derived quantity force. So definitely the answer is D. Then the last one, number four, is which of the following is a set of vectors? When you see a question like this, they will always add scalars in. If it's four options, they will add scalar in like three to confuse you. That's to disqualify that answer. So you pick the ones that have scalar, cancel them, then choose the one that has only vectors. Option A is force, mass, and moment. Mass there is scalar. Then option B is acceleration, velocity, and moment. No scalar quantity there. Everything in option B, which includes acceleration, velocity, and moment, they are all vectors, they have direction. Then C and D, they have the same mass. This one is even cheap compared to other questions of this nature. So these are the basic things you need to know from quantities and units. Definitely, I didn't really cover everything, but I think this one, with this one, when you study it well, and also your new school physics or any other physics textbook you are using, try to get more examples, and everything will come. Maybe everything from this area of physics usually comes from question 1 to question 5. If you don't see it, know that they won't set it after passing question 5. So that's how it is. It usually comes first. So when you focus on this kind of lecture, you know how to answer your questions. Easier tricks to answer your jam past questions. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much.